Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. All right, we got some more 2A news for you. This one comes from the desk here at GOA, and we're going to break into this one. It's entitled, Anti-Gunners Want the ATF to Shut Down This Popular Gunmaker. This was written by S.H. Blanelberry from Guns America Digest. It was published 17th of May, 2022. And we'll break into this article. It's a little lengthy, but I think it's got some great information in it. Before we get started, I would like to thank our friends at Sitemark. They have some awesome budget optics that are the perfect companion for your AR, your PCC, everything from magnified optics, red dots and things. They've also got some awesome digital night vision like their Wraith 4K. It's a 3 to 24 by 50. It's got IR illumination. It's digital night vision that you can get for well south of $700. If you use the code IV8888, you can actually get yourself 5% off, which is awesome. We will be getting some Sitemarks in to do some work with. They do represent a great value that will definitely point you in the right direction if you're trying to save some money and still get something that'll serve you well. And we will be getting some of these out to do a little bit more work on in the future. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, if you want to use that code, you can snag yourself a decent discount. So big thanks to Sitemark for supporting today's video. All right. This is nothing more than total BS, that is. Blame shifting by the anti-gun left, said Eric Pratt, Senior VP of GOA. Rather than blame their own failed policies for the rise in crime, leftists are instead trying to blame homemade guns for the rise in crime. Isn't that always the case, though? It seems like the very people that, want to propose all this anti-gun legislation, they don't realize that it's because of gun-free zones that a lot of these terrible things occur, right? So, virtue signaling at its best. A coalition of anti-gun forces is urging the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms to shut down Polymer 80, a popular manufacturer of AR receivers, pistol frames, and handguns. New York City Mayor Eric Adams, New York City Police Department Commissioner Nishant Sewell, and Everytown for Gun Safety Action Fund are behind the move to get the ATF to revoke Polymer 80's federal firearms license. They claim that 86% of the 1,475 so-called ghost guns entered into the ATF's National Integrated Ballistic Information Network database in 2019 were manufactured by the Nevada-based company. And they also included guns in there that had the serial numbers scratched off of them as well. So that's not a very honest number because it includes a ton of guns that have the serial number defaced off the firearm. Anyway, I digress. We must get ghost guns out of our communities, and those that manufacture them must be shut down, said Mayor Adams. Anti-gun activists believe now that the Biden administration's moved the goalpost on what considered a firearm. It should also necessitate the disbandment of a company that hasn't broken the law. Ghost guns are a dream come true for criminals, so it should come as little surprise that Polymer 80, the largest maker of these untraceable weapons, has shipped its deadly goods to felons, said John Feinblot, president, Everytown for Gun Safety. Now that President Biden has taken action against ghost guns, it's time for the ATF to do its job and shut down Polymer 80, he added. Guns America reached out to Polymer 80 for comment on this matter. Polymer 80 is a lawful company, has always complied with laws, and will continue to comply with laws, the company said in an email to Guns America. Polymer 80 has always defended and will continue to defend the Second Amendment and the rights of customers to lawfully engage in their freedom, it continued. We believe the new rule is, among other things, unconstitutional, infringes or violates law, and are weighing all legal options. Polymer 80 flat out said that the new rule and this coordinated attack on its right to conduct lawful commerce will not stop its growth or mission, adding, "We will continue to grow and innovate and be a leader within the industry." Gun Owners of America, a pro-gun organization, defended Polymer 80 in the wake of this call to run them all out of business. This is nothing more than BS. Of course, this is Eric Pratt's quote from earlier, but this is nothing more than total BS, that is, blame shifting by the anti-gun left, said Eric Pratt, Senior VP of GOA, in an email to Guns America. For 2 years, they have advocated policies to defund the police and throw criminals back on the street. But rather than blame their own failed policies for the rise in crime, leftists are instead trying to blame homemade guns for the rise in crime. However, the actual statistics don't support their claims, he said. To further this point, Pratt noted the following. According to the Department of Justice, privately made firearms were found at 692 homicide or attempted murder crime scenes over a 6-year period. That means that at worst, out of more than 16,000 yearly murders, homemade guns are used in around 115 homicides per year. That's far fewer murders than any common items which are easily found around one's home, such as knives, which equate to 1,476 murders, hammers or blunt objects, which equate to 397 homicides, or fists and feet. The spike in crime across our country is the result of the failed leadership and the social policies of left-wing radicals. It has nothing to do with firearms enthusiasts building guns in their garages and their home workshops, he concluded. Excellent. And I'll just add, it is true, building your own firearm is a completely lawful and normal activity that many people do on a regular basis and have been doing since the dawn of this country. Since before we were even a country, people on this continent have been building guns, right? People have the right to self-preservation, and there is nothing unlawful or illegal about making your own firearm. The Biden administration and all the cronies at all these alphabet agencies and their basically proxy war that they're, through Chevron deference, they're basically conducting a proxy war against people that they know they can't actually, get any real legislation passed to further their goals against. That's really what this all comes down to. They're weaponizing an alphabet agency in a way that allows them to get what they really want to try to get, but without actually having to pass real legislation, to not actually have to do the real work, to not actually have to represent you. That's what's so jacked up about it. They think they can just sign a pen and then that's the law. Well, this is going to the Supreme Court. All right, so we're going to see how this goes, because if the Supreme Court throws out the whole Chevron deference thing, that's going to really reverse a lot of this crazy stuff that's going on. Everything from bump stocks, that was, a similar type of ruling that was done in the same way. Braces were done in the same way. The frame and receiver ruling was done in a similar way. These are all not law changes. These aren't changes to law. These are just opinions that carry the weight of law. So we can only hope that in time, that maybe the legislative process, the judicial process will recover us from this. Who knows? We'll see in the long term, but keep your eye on this. It's definitely something to pay attention to. Anytime a company is under direct attack, that's always a bad thing. Look at all of the crazy things that have happened, right? There's so many Americans out of work, and to think that a group of people so vile that would want to shut down an entire company and send all of their employees to the breadline, that's a terrible thing, and we should not support that environment at all. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I wanted to give this presentation, let some of you know some of the struggles that Polymer 80 is going through. So great job on the article. I think it was fantastic. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our Patreon supporters. You guys are amazing. Thanks for being a part of what we do. Also, go over to Ballistic Inc. and pick yourself up an awesome new t-shirt. That's one way you can support our efforts. Go over and join GOA if you're not a member already, if you wish to. They're putting up a great fight. They're a really great group of people, and support them if you can. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a great day. Many more videos on the way. We'll see you soon.